Ooh. There we go. Headphones get live.
Shadowbringers.
It's time. Oh, it's time.
It was February, and now it is now.
Oh, it is the first week of July. So I managed to get Escape for my house. Didn't even buy it, I won that.
Yes. Now you can have a good tune.
Also, since yesterday, I've been running Escape 4.0 to try and get shafts to get the Omega body piece for Dark Knight. I've been beaten on the roll every single fucking time. Alright. Where? There.
That's where it is.
More Dota. It's time. It's time.
Also, you're gonna go through the intro sequence, but I've also prepared a history lesson for early on today, but not quite yet.
Ooh.
Because as we all know, Final Fantasy XIV, every game has interesting development stories. Final Fantasy XIV has a very interesting one because it was destroyed. But it's also an MMO, so it's always under development, which means it has infinite interesting stories.
Such it is.
When you really think about it, that's how it is. If development doesn't stop, then the potential for interesting circumstances doesn't stop either.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
And I've got something interesting for today.
A hidden path to the bottom of the Crystal Tower.
It's that, so yeah, it's that kind of in-between area, because you got the Labyrinth of the Ancients, and that's kind of a big square around the Crystal Tower. But what's in the gap between that and the Crystal Tower proper? It's a big trench, the Circus Trench.
And there's the Shadowbringers quest jingle. That's a imposing step up.
It's very good.
So, the beacon in the Circus Trench. I'd be curious to see how we get there. Hello, Hammer. No, there is no more waiting. Waiting is verboten. It's done. Waiting gone. Ooh. Yeah, we haven't seen this part before, have we?
Like I said, you can see the wall of the Labyrinth of the Ancients right there.
Yeah, sure enough. What do we got, Tatar? Traverse down Mary Skelter. Got the good ending. Move on the post game for the extra. Hey.
くださったんですね。私たちも早速装置の捜索を始めるです。少しでも怪しいものをとにかく集めていくです。
I mean, I guess that works.
お、真打ちも合流か。手がかりが少なくて困ってたんだ。助かるぜ。
It's been a while since I heard Biggs and Wedge voiced.
暁の決命のピンチとなりや協力しないわけにいかないからな。ジェシーにとっ捕まって来られなかったシド会長の分まで俺たちが働かせてもらうぜ。
頑張るっす。ありがとうございます。みんなで必ず装置を見つけるです。
Though it does occur, I do find it interesting that Tatter is in her like her OG outfit and not like her Arcanist outfit or anything.
I mean, she's not usually an Arcanist.
Yeah, but it'd be funny if that just became like, you know, like everyone else got their redesign. It'd be funny if she got hers. But
you
gotta go to Taru Classic, regular mode.
いくらオイラでもさすがに無理っす。
ridden the whole
そ
wedge.
れじゃあ私がやるです。タタルさんにそんなことさせられないっす。心配無用です。私動ける受付なのです。
It'd be nice if they'd subtitle that, but the general gist is you absolutely can't go in there, it's dangerous. And she's like, oh, I'll do it, it's fine.
悪い、伝えてなかった。奥の方はまだ安全が
That
確
was
保
the
されて
iron
ない
works
から
logo.
深
Look
入
at
りし
it.
すぎるなって
Is that her beak?
財団の調査員が。って何か見つけたのか。おお、これまでの中では一番装置っぽいな。
その模様なんかちょっとうちのロゴに似てるっす。
I smell
ご自身に
shenanigans.
ご注意っす。
捕らえた。今度こそ。
おい、大丈夫か。
何事っす。
さあ、すり抜けてくれるなよ。悠久の時を経てここに時空を
You
超えよ
are calm instant.
もしかしてその装置が正解だったのですね。
我にその門を開け。
どうか
I had figured when I was watching Chris's one, as I said, when we were doing the Alliance Raid, the thing, where the throw out the gates thing wasn't what I initially thought it was, which was like, oh, let us through. It was actually, no, open the gates so the ones from our lot get through. I'm thinking that's right.
You're on your way.
Hmm.
英雄に悲しい顔。
Yeah, let's twist the knot knife as we pass. I'm getting the feeling we're doing more than just jumping a dimension.
なんでだよ。そんな結末のために俺たちは歩
There's
ん
a
できたんじゃ
guy
な
I
い。
haven't seen for a while.
あなたはまだ消えるべきではないわ。
Been a while since we've seen you. I see he's doing well. Well, you know it's a fresh start because we woke up in the woods. Yeah, Hammer, I did. I remember that. I'm pretty sure it came up in one of the endless repeats of its trailer at E3 or some Nintendo Direct. I remember picking it up somewhere. This time of night. Oh, things really are fucked, aren't they? Yeah, I guess the flood of light does mean that you just don't have night anymore, huh? Maybe she just won't have time anymore if it's anything like the flood of dark.
The last nighttime that was not bright was 100 years ago.
This is Shadowbringers, with Hammer with finally started.
We're doing the one that is now. Aim for the shining tower. It's a nice flip. The flood of light has only ever been referenced in like
Final Fantasy 3, and I think offhandedly in Final Fantasy 4 when they acknowledge there are crystals of dark. It's never actually been shown in a Final Fantasy until now. Like the Crystal Tower having the final boss of 3, the Cloud of Darkness, was the pretty big thing at the core of the Flood of Darkness, which was the center of the plot of 3. That's just the Crystal Tower. I hear the music. I hear it.
そこから戦いが再び始まる。光を闇に、正義を悪に覆していく戦いが。
Shadowbringers. This is a hell of a place to start. Can't mount here either. Yeah. Place filled with light, that's eerie as fuck. I mean, it probably wouldn't take too kindly to be just strutting up with a sword this size looking like this on the back. Well, that's the question. Initially I assumed yes. And it probably is still, but presumably this would be the first, where the Warriors of Darkness and Heavensward patches came from. But they also mentioned that it's been like this for 100 years, so time is also fucked. Probably.
この先は私たちのクリスタリウムです。その警備を担う者として不審者を通すわけにはいきません。それで、あなたはどこから来たのです？
Yeah, so we're on the first.
聞いたこともない名ですね。今さら知らない土地などないはずですが。
Time is different in the first, probably.
クリスタリウムでは
That has been fucked for a
身分
very
や出身
long
は重
time.
要視されません。しかし、ペテン師の類はあいにく受け入れていませんので。
Dancer. That looks like an aura site.
どんな食い方をしたやら忌々しい。
Oh, well shit. That was his ring.
Raina, 大丈夫か?
Oh, hello.
ええ、水晶湖。はぐれの積み食い。
Sin Eater.
低級
Okay.
名からです。問題はありません。
The angels are happening.
よかった。しかし、念のため
Crystal
周辺の
Exile.
警戒を頼む。それから、この者は私の客人だ。このまま町に連れて行きたいのだが。
ああ、なるほど。また河の謎めいたご友人でしたか。了解しました。今後は自由に出入りできるよう団員たちにも伝えておきます。
At least we got resolved that quick enough. I'm glad he came out to meet us.
先ほどの無礼、お許しを。クリスタリウムへの滞在が良いものとなりますよ。
ともかくここを離れよう。いろいろと質問はあるだろうが、人前では答えにくくてね。さて、何よりもまず召喚に応じてくれたことに心から感謝しよう。本来なら私の部屋に呼び出すはずが、座標がずれてしまってすまなかった。それでも正しく渡ってこられたようで何よりだ。
I imagine cross-dimensional teleportation is a tricky art.
13ある共造世界の一つ、第一世界。
Yeah, we made it to the first.
あるかどうかは別としてね。そして私は水晶港、そう呼ばれている。この先にあるクリスタリウムという町の管理者にして、あなた方を召喚したものでもある。
Sick. Probably could have found a better way of getting that across to us, maybe? I suppose, what can you do?
ああ、だが事態はいささか複雑だ。順を追って説明させてほしい。
Sounds like a pattern here, Mr. XIV.
まずは一つ、あなたに知ってもらいたいことがある。ここ第一世界は光によって滅びようとしている世界だ。こちらの時間において100年前に光の反乱という大災害が発生。
9/10 of the planet are
世界
under
は
the
9割
flood.
以上の土地を失った。
Could be worse. I think it was literally less than 1% of the planet was still standing when the flood of darkness hit the world in 3.
わずかに生き残った人類も光の反乱が作り出した化け物によって絶滅の危機にさらされ続けている。その化け物こそが罪食い。あなたが先ほど見たのもそのうちの一体だ。私はこの地を罪食いから救うべく、世界と世界をつなぐ術を習得し、最強の英雄を召喚したのだ。
Sure, but how did you know it was us?
そしてそれはあなた方の世界、原初世界を救うことにもつながるのだが。
Just to check, Evan, you there? You haven't muted yourself?
I am here.
Hello?
I am here.
There you are. Okay. Sorry, the headphones died again as well.
大切な客人をこんな場所に立たせておくのも気が引ける。話の続きはクリスタリウムでしよう。
Glad to see the word harangues used somewhere other than myself. this place.
驚いたのはその活気だ。滅びの世界にありながら生きるために作られた都市。人々は希望を込めて石を積み、死に絶えてたまるかと町そのもので訴えていた。ここで出会う多くの者がいずれ冒険者を遥か遠くへと導いていくのだろう。
Norvrand. Crystarium.
This is the city. Alright, I didn't say much of anything because I felt like the intro did enough to do stuff to you.
It did, yeah. Oh, there's much to take in here.
That was a very strong intro that I feel like needs to be appreciated. So I allowed you a little space to just soak it in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, this is the city. This is the Crystarium.
Yep, this is it. I've seen the name occasionally on like the friend list of like Dave and Lucy, but fuck me. The Crystarium was the name of the upgrade system in the 13 games, actually, funny enough.
That's nice. That's a fun thing. There is no relation to it. It's just the
Yeah,
Crystarium.
because there that was just like constellations drawn with crystals. This is
Anyway, get yourself around the Crystarium. Pick up the Aethernets. Do all the sightseeing.
I do like that their Aetherite has like, you know, the reddish, almost light glow in it, like the crystals being overrun.
Also, it's very squarish.
I like that. I strongly suggest you attune to this one before you do anything else.
The crafters are up there.
Man, a cabinet of curiosity downstairs.
And the markets are over there, on the right side.
I like that. It was more the historic planning than any actual design. They absolutely make sure by making a tuning to the Aetherite, you're first to go, hello. Look who it is. And moves away. Catalysts of the crafters and gatherers.
Yep, the crystalline mean is a whole thing.
I mean, this place is pretty.
Yes. The big old dome structures everywhere.
The facet of fishing. This place is a lot more orderly than basically everywhere else, huh?
Yeah, there was an apocalypse and they put a city in it.
Yeah, I guess an apocalypse does mean, you know, you design things for, you know, like, I guess, purpose rather than just, you know, as the crow flies or just by fancy. Gilmoran layabouts, huh? I noticed in the background that was an elegant node floating there, or at least something that looks like one.
It is.
Yeah, that's the Crystal Tower, alright. Pretty much as we know it.
So the Crystal Tower came first, and then the town was built at it.
With curious relics brought forth from the tower, they use it to build the city. And the Exarch seems to be an unaging fellow.
Crystal doesn't age. You've seen him.
Yeah, I suppose.
Too. There's one near.
That's right, yeah.
There. You're a new city, you gotta get them. That's the best way to get the lay of the land is to collect all the shards.
New shard look too. Look at that.
That's their shards. Looks like a Dorito.
It does.
Drying leather there too.
Yeah, big saws up for wood. All the wood stock up.
This is the crafter zone for crafters.
I do like that. They just have an entire zone. All the stuff is just lying around. You just see it. Like, god damn. You're not gonna let me in here? Nah. Oh. The bird. Well. Bird dragons, I guess. Speaking of bird dragons, is that just a shawl you're wearing, or is that an actual. The Amalja grow feathers here?
No, that's an Amalja with a.
It's the shawl.
Yeah. Yep. But yes, there's no chocobos in this world.
Also, hey, we know that guy. That guy was doing tank work on with us in the Omega raids.
Yes. Yeah, you got bird horses in Eorzea, normal Final Fantasy. In this one, you've got goat birds.
Always birds is the funny thing.
Well, no, these ones are more goat and part bird. Chocobos are more bird, part horse.
Yeah. Big guns, I would imagine. Oh, this looks like a training set. Yeah, it's just the ballistic zone. Welcome. I'll kill my fair share, don't worry.
Because once you've talked to everyone and collected all the Aethernet shards, that's when I'm going to do the history.
No worries.
Because you'll have taken in the whole city.
This brings us back up to the land. Yeah, they even got like growing zones and stuff up here. I'm a bit cheeky, but I'll do it. Yeah, sure enough. It's just big goat birds. Oh, there's a chicken. I saw you. Keeping it together, kinda.
So Crystarium, I think, is the best city design, second best city music. Ishgard still has the best city theme. I don't think. It's just too powerful.
It is a very distinctive one, yeah. Latrivium.
But the design to this place.
Yeah, this is by design. This is far and away like the best city. Yeah. Like the limiters popped off for this one. Ah, it's a library.
This is where they store all the knowledge. At least all the knowledge that's left after big death.
After the light just kind of ate everything. An illustrated history book for children somewhere. I mean, hell, there. Oh yeah, this world is fucked. Villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadowkeeper.
Starting off strong.
Oh yeah. The Flood of Light, there it is. Kind of, yeah. The first is, it's basically a different world, but instead of one constantly under threat from apparent impending darkness, the thing with, like, especially earlier Final Fantasies is that when they did the whole light and dark thing, the idea was that light wasn't necessarily always good. Like, a key plot point in Final Fantasy III actually is that at some point in the past there was a flood of light, like some long time ago. Well before the flood of darkness that takes over the world when you're playing. For example. Like the Warriors of Light and Darkness in 3 and 4 in particular were basically all good, actually. Because the idea is they only appear to reset the balance rather than actually destroy the other. You know, like the flood of light or flood of dark happening when, I guess, well, either one side grows too weak or one side grows too strong. And in this instance, I guess they were too strong. Given that, like, Aether is beginning to bleach out in the source, we've probably been too strong. When you consider how fucked the Hayward's is itself, that's a bit,
I mean, the way, like we said before, the way the world works is there is the source, and when it shattered in the conflict between Hydaelyn and Zodiark, you had the source, and it broke off into the 13 shards that are reflections of the source.
Yeah. So this is the first Shard 1. And it's
full of light.
Full of light, so it's on its knees. And every time one falls to a flood completely, that lines up with a calamity happening in the source. So, the great Aether bleaching is presumably going to be Calamity It, then. And given Aether is like literally what everything is made of, including souls, that's probably not good, eh? Oracle of Light. She stopped the flood just enough to save Norvrand. And then the angels came. They were hungering for flesh. I guess another way to look at it is like this is your Shin Megami Tensei Law ending. There you go. Hello, Luigi. Yeah, shit's fucked. And if we don't stop it, shit's gonna be fucked back home. So, pressure's on.
Starting strong!
It is starting very strong.
Ooh, they're going for it.
Like, even just, like, the very concept of being the first of the Final Fantasies to go back to that admittedly fairly interesting setup of, you know, light and dark needing to be balanced, not one annihilated. And then deciding, hey, this time, you're fighting the flood of light, not the flood of darkness, or the encroach of darkness. Which 3, 4, and any other ones that reference it always have you fighting darkness. 14 being like, ah, nah, you're fighting the light. Is as a zesty turn. I appreciate it. May you ever find shade. Musica Universalis.
That's the market. That's what it is.
Suppose the other nice thing of like eventually streaming the other Final Fantasies is going back into this again when we're going over like 1 through 5. Six kind of as well, but mainly 1 to 5. And by 7, that aspect had definitely like faded away.
Yeah.
For like other aims and goals.
But it is good that we're doing this after you decided, well, it's time to replay the Final Fantasy series, my favorite series.
Yep.
Says Gavin. Would you say it's your favorite series? Because I know 9 is your favorite,
yeah.
but it is just
Overall, because
yes.
like it's not 9 is not just my favorite like of all time. Like in my top 5 also stands 12, and it probably also if not top 5, definitely top 10. That you have tactics in there as well.
Yes, and that's why the Evilise raid made you smile.
And you extend it to like top 20, and you get in like Tactics A2, Crystal Chronicles. Basically, like there's a stunning amount of Final Fantasy games in my like top list, basically. So yeah, it kind of has favorite, just kind of hands down over everything else.
Just had to check because I didn't want to put words in your mouth.
Yeah.
Anyway, the market.
Finding something for your size. They don't call them Mikute here, huh? Or there just aren't Mikute. Ah, a hume. Okay, so we're sneaking some more Evilise in here. The basic humans are called humans in there. Elizans are just elves directly. That's funny.
They were also called Humes in 11.
Ah. So they're called Humes in the Tactics games and 12.
And 11.
Rogadins are Galgents and Auras are Drans. Amaja are the Zoom.
Anyway, yes, you did kind of run into it, but yes, the Amaja they kind of just here, hanging out.
Yeah, it's nice to see. None of that beast tribe shite here yet. That is the question. What if Mikute just don't exist here, huh?
I mean, he called you a mistel, so that's what they are. Anyway, the markets is actually the biggest dome, so it gives you the best opportunity to look up at the big dome.
It's very greenhouse-like, isn't it? Which I guess
there's multiple dome parts to it. Big dome.
Yeah, it's fucking huge. For like domes and like arcs or prime architecture, you want something to just stay standing. So even by like some of the trees here, this must be like a pretty warm place too.
don't forget the shard you just walked by.
I was too busy staring at the dome.
You got it.
Yeah. Another one right there. It's the pendant. Ah, the booze. Ah, look who it is.
Hello.
Howdy, stranger. Taking a little rest in the food area, yeah?
Hello.
Hello.
Still have the gremlin. Anyway, the Pendants is the inn. Like how every city has an inn.
That's opportune. So I might swap armors just because I wanted to have the Omega one going, but you know, everything is fucked. I don't seem to be able to use it right now anyway.
Not yet.
Yeah, no worries then. I think I'll go full Dark Knight actually, because I was like debating which suits to use in my head. I wanted to use the Omega one, but then you know I got the shaft on shafts, so I think I'll just go like raw Dark Knight and use the Heavensward gear. There's the airships. There's one there. Have that. Have that. Aye, that's neatly done. The last one is right here by the Exarch.
Exactly. Just as I planned. In the big open space that is cool and just a neat design.
Yeah.
Fantastic city. Great design.
Incredibly well designed. Looks gorgeous. It's just well laid out and everything. It's good shit.
Alright, would you like to finish the quest, the first quest, or... Actually, this is the second quest. Or would you like me to give you the information?
You know what? Give me the information.
Alright, get ready to learn some development history. Is it the Celiana of FF14? Kinda.
Yeah, kinda actually, yeah.
Kinda. I would argue the big cities are good, but the Celianas are more, I think, the endgame hub zones. Because that's where... Because the whole appeal of Celiana is everything's here and close together, and that's usually more for the endgame cities.
I'd say so far the ones I've seen, Idleshire is probably still the best at that.
Yes. This one is... But I would say this is Celiana-esque.
Yeah.
Anyway, time for the information. Okay. It's 2005, and Microsoft goes to E3. Final Fantasy XI is still banging along. Everyone still likes it. World of Warcraft came out a little more than half a year ago at this point in time. And at Microsoft's E3, this is one of the earlier moments they say, we're gonna get Japanese support this time, guys, in 2005. They still haven't done it yet, but this was one of their first attempts. They say they had Square Enix come out and say, hello!
Hello.
And they showed Project Rapture, which was a tech demo. You might want to open an internet browser window on your OBS for this.
Yeah. Yeah, that is just the Crystarium. It's the exact same dome architecture, just... Yep. God damn.
This was 2005! Shadowbringers came out in 2019!
They sat on this one.
the question I'd like you to ask is why did they sit on it? Because the Crystarium was not in 1.0, and was it supposed to be the Crystarium? Take a quick look at this, and what do you think it is actually?
Like the video here, you mean?
Just consider where it is located. I'd like you to think and see if that you gain anything from it. Because beyond the city itself, what is its setting?
That's a whole lot of ocean, actually.
This is Limsa Lominsa in 2005. And in 2019, they said, we use this unused design for the Crystarium. They used the unused Beta Limsa Lominsa from 2005.
It's funny. Like, of course, obviously, they must have touched it up and everything and had to bolt in the crystal tower, but it is funny how the repurposed 2005 Beta Limsa Lominsa kind of blows actual Limsa out of the water.
Yes, and do you want to know why? Because when they announced they used that design, they admitted, hey, this would never run on an Xbox 360 or PS3 in your damn life.
Yeah, no. The water?
We lied to your faces and just to show you some cool domes.
I mean, yeah. Such was the practice at the time, still is, really. Many.
This was 2005 when Square Enix was in, we're the big graphics company.
Yeah.
Gameplay? No. Graphics is all we need now.
This would have been like maybe a year before they began fully showing 13 in particular. And 13, to be fair to it, even now still looks goddamn gorgeous.
And before you exit your browser window, have you ever actually watched the full 1.0 cinematic?
No, actually.
Well, at least peek the first minute of this. Uh-oh, I clicked the wrong button.
Well, when you say, like, 1.0 cinematic, you mean, like, the introduction to 1.0? Like, its CG trailer, or...?
It's CG trailer.
Okay, yeah, no, I haven't seen that. Well, it's not full.
Yeah. It's the one that has the CG cutscene of the Battle of Silver Tier Skies, and also, Archer, Warrior of Light. But only the first minute is the most important, because look where they are in the first minute.
Double Square Enix logo. It's just the dome. It's just the Crystarium's dome.
It's Limsa Lominsa, because guess what? The Visual Works team had to make this, and we all assume, the people who play Final Fantasy assume that even, like, this isn't a full dome, it's mostly the top there.
Yeah.
So they might have altered it, but even that didn't get into the game and was cut. Also, pause. See that Rogan guy?
Cards.
Yeah, no, these are Lev cards.
Alright.
But look at the Rogadin who was also at the Lev counter and come back to the bar area.
Is it him? Hang on there.
You can hide the
browser give me a sec, just get back over there.
Just get back over here and you'll see the guy.
Keep him on screen until I have him on screen here. Hey, what do you know?
It's the same guy.
It's the same guy.
They designed him after that just as like a reference to the 1.0 trailer. But yeah. Visual Works had to make a CG cutscene before they actually had to downgrade Limsa Lominsa even further. They mostly just show the setting in the first minute, like I said. And the last thing is I also saved a picture of the concept art that they showed when they were going over, we used this design. Where did I place it? And that after this picture, that's all the history I collected. I only learned about this a couple weeks ago.
Ooh.
I was like, this is information too.
This is pretty rad, actually. I actually really like that they're... Oh, this is like shaking out.
Where did I save it, and what did I name it though? Because I don't.
I'm on my way back to the Exarch. I do like that the Northrend music is just a very peaceful theme version of the Shadowbringers theme.
Yes.
It almost sounds like a sound alike to the actual OG Final Fantasy, or normal Final Fantasy main theme, actually.
Yeah, okay, I found the picture.
It's sneaky.
I named it FF14 Rapture Concept.
Let's have a look.
So this is what Limsa was supposed to be. This is one of their original concepts.
Yeah, sure enough. It's like it's the general architecture, having all the plants inside, like the greenhouse look in general is all intact. And yeah, of course, it was like, you know, we fucking can't put that on a PS3 or 360; it'll explode.
Yep, they admitted it. They said they even said, hey, when we dug out the demo, didn't even fully agree with the PC.
Ooh, PCs at the time couldn't swing it either.
PCs at the time. It was especially a tech demo on a work machine.
I suppose, like, that earliest showing was still, like, what, at least a year before Crisis?
Yeah. 2005, like I said.
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure Crisis was 2006, 7.
Yep, I think so.
Right.
Anyway, that's the history I wanted to bring because I just learned it and I was like, this is very important, actually.
It actually is. That's actually really nifty to learn. Like, that is some, like, for Shadowbringers, they really did just pop the limiters, huh?
Yep. I mean, it's not like it's crystal domes though. It's not transparent glass, that's probably a lot.
Yeah, like actually, like, you know, making actual transparent glass is, like, you know, demanding, because, you know, transparent glass will also stuff like faint reflections and everything to account for.
And refraction.
And refraction. That's some you need fucking ray tracing active to get that to look exactly right. That or ages of time and an unreasonable amount of resources.
The most funny part though is that they flat out, when they said, we used this old design and we lied to you in 2005, it was never gonna work.
I mean, it's not as egregious as, like, I think also from 2005, the Killzone 2 beta footage that Sony claimed was real, but was very clearly a fucking CG movie because of the way, like, the camera and guns and all moved in ways you just straight up couldn't do in anything but, like, a real shooter at absolute most.
Anyway, good Limsa history though. Limsa was gonna be really cool, but now it's just regular.
The Crystal Tower is in fact the same one you know from the source transported to the first in its entirety. Yes. I beg your pardon.
That's why there was an Allegan node!
And although I do not know which area it came from, I do know its arrival served to set the wheels of fate in motion. Okay, so at some point in the future, the Crystal Tower is just gonna go... No, I hope we don't need that for anything. Oh, well, I also feel sorry for, well, kinda sorry for, the guy we left in the tower because he sealed himself in.
Crystal Tower, everybody. Well, you don't know when. He just could have picked it out whenever.
Yeah, the guy could have woken up and left, and then afterwards the tower just went. Just gone. Ah, right enough, there he is, Grahatia. I am not familiar with that name. Oh boy. Okay, so he's not here. But the fact that we've directly acknowledged him and mentioned that he's not here means he's gonna come up somewhere. Hell, maybe he's still in here and we just haven't found the cupboard he's in.
ようこそ私の執務室星見の前。ここあなたに話さなければならないことは多いが、そのどれもが私以外の第一世界
That's entirely valid. We can't have them talking about, you know,
そこだけご了承願い。
strangers from another land here to maybe destroy the flood of light to save another world.
では早速だが、暁の血明の者たちの行方について伝えよう。結論から言えば、彼らはこちらに来ている。が、最近来たというわけではない。原初世界と共
Okay,
存
so
世界
their new soul forms have been here for a while.
Time is
原初
different.
世界の1時間が第一世界の1年に相当する
Yes,
時
a
もある
single
し、
hour in your home more than an entire year might pass in the first, and the reverse could also be true. It fluctuates up and down. Oof.
最も
So it's not
ここ
just
最
a
近は
hyperbolic
ズレが
time
少なく
chamber.
なる
anymore.
傾向にある。当面はこの点について
It probably has something to do with how space moves or something. We don't know.
You know, universes, like literal, we're talking about literal universes that are shards of an actual original universe. Anything could be happening.
しかし、あなたの仲間については
He's told me Anje has been here for 3 winters, so 3 years. Thancred has been here for 5 years.
5 years of Thancred. He's an old guy.
もう1年近く
Alpha No and Alexa have been here for just 1. I wonder if they're gonna hit the Elezen growth spurt.
私はもともとあなただけを呼ぶつもりだったのだが、世界をまたぐ召喚術はとても難しく、あなたと近しい
I don't, like, given he says, like, oh, like, you know, summoning across worlds is very difficult to, you know, get right. Just remembering that the first thing he did was lift the entire Crystal Tower, and kind of like, oh, I was gonna fuck shit up when he does that, isn't it?
想定外の不完全な
Thancred came
召
about
喚
his clothes, of course he did.
彼は見えて触れられる幽霊
Guys can't catch a fucking break, and there's no squirrels to keep his nuts in this time. Well, they're merely spirits that one can see into. Okay, so it's the literal souls, basically.
ある程度自由に2つの世界を行き来できるが、
They are stranded here, unable to return. Well, we gotta fix that.
Anyway, if you count their soul age, that does make Thancred 37.
I'm sure he's taking that very well.
当初は私も含め
I just realized, remembered like
His
the bit of the
body, his
trailer.
body is still 32 though.
Yeah.
But he's 37.
I just remember the bit of the trailer where he has like, you know, mini Philia with him. It's kind of like, oh, he's nigh reaching dad instinct years. Bless.
しかしそれが難航したのに加え、ウリエンジェが召喚される際に通った
Yonji
次元の
witnessed the
狭間で
vision in his rift. Okay, we saw the Oracle of Light hold back the flood.
事情が変わった。
Yonji has seen something else.
次元の狭間では空間も時もあらゆるものが混在する。彼がそこで見たのは 未来だ。それは原初世界と第一世界が統合されるという。
The eighth calamity occurs.
それと同時に原初世界で発生する第八霊災によって多くの犠牲者が出るということ。そしてその犠牲者の中に
Oh, we bite the dust in the eighth calamity. Well, we gotta stop that.
含まれていたというのだ。
That's not good at all.
彼らは第一世界側から世界の統合を防ぐことができないかと検討し始めた。魂は原初世界にあらずとも、彼らはかの世界とあなたのために戦い続けていたのだ。結果分かったのが第一世界を脅かしている罪食いの脅威。これを打破することができる。
Kill the angels and the calamity will stop. At least as far as we know right now.
その原理については私が今語ったとて到底信じられるものではないだろう。まずは各地で活動している仲間と再会し、彼らから話を聞いてみるといい。当然再会の手助けは惜しまないし、共に戦ってくれるかを決めるのもその後で構わない。
The Exarch's managing this very well, it must be said.
帰還させる方法についてもいつか必ず私が突き止
I
め
mean,
よ
he did steal souls, so he's gotta do some work.
Yep.
う。だから今は少しだけでいい。信じてみてはくれないか。ありがとう。信用を裏切ることのないよう全力を尽くすよ。さて、そうと決まれば仲間に会いに行くために旅の支度を整えてもらわなければ。世界を移動したことで体に負担もかかっているだろう。あなたの部屋を用意させるから休息も取るといい。
This is in general an extremely strong intro. Like it sets the new stage like quickly, efficiently, and effectively very well.
Yes.
And all the while it's handing you like appropriately leveled gear coffers and stuff. Just in case.
改めてここがクリスタリウムの商いの中心、ムジカユニバーサリスだ。旅の
Oops. Suppose this does raise the question of is Gil good here. I don't know if for gameplay mechanics it will be. I just wonder if they acknowledge it.
金銭については
Oh,
心
well,
配
there we
無
go.
用だ。あなたが所持しているギル効果も使うことができるだろう。こちらでも光の反乱以前は大国が発行する通貨が流通していた
So
の
it was
だ。
right enough.
反乱以後は混迷を極めてね。結局高価の金属としての価値を価格とするシンプルな方法に落ち着いたのだ。 この町ではクリスタルタワー内部から発見されたアラグという文明の貨幣を参考にして価格の単位をギルと定めた。そしてその単位は私たちの商いと各地へと広まっている。
Sneakily dumb. They got this like wraps up
ヤシ
tight.
トラ曰く原初世界で使われている硬貨はこちらでもほぼ同価値のギルになるそうだ。他にも塔内部から発見された品は私たちの生活を大いに支えてくれている。あなたにも馴染みのものがあるかもしれないな。
Did spy that elegant recording note, yes. Ah, tombstones.
They got tombstones here. Also, this scene makes it seem like they're actually more like phones.
Yeah, they got 3 cameras now. I like that. The characters is like, oh.
しかし
Get
全てをこちら
tombstones.
で調達し直すのは手間か。
Anyway, the special tombstones look more like microchips, but I think at a point they were like, no, regular tombstones of poetics, those are kind of just like phones.
Do find it very funny that we've been treating for like powerful relics and weapons and armors of great magical power and special origins in essentially the equivalent of smartphones. Yeah, my breastplate was worth 525 iPhones.
I mean, that's what they are, tombstones. They're
アバンケールムシン
repositories of information. But technological.
もちろんだわ。今日はどんなに楽しいご用事かしら。
Ah. A fairy.
やあベオウル、お前を一番優れたピクシーと見込んで頼みがある。
Oh, pixies, really.
彼女は遥か遠くから来た私の友人だ。その故郷と身のやり取りをしたいと思っているのだが、お前の力を借りることはできるだろうか。
Oh, I don't yell that one.
そんな面白いことってある？勇敢で無謀、私たちの持たない心でできているのだわ。いいでしょう。私と契約したのならきっと力になってあげるわ。ねえあなた、世界の境目を渡ってくるときに服や爪を
Gotta
残
hope
して
the
は
teeth
ね。
and nails came.
バッチリ。つまりあなたのものはあなたと
Oh,
同
this
じ
is
に
explaining so we can get our mics and shit back, isn't it?
だから今より私はあなたのリスネフィッシュ。あなたは私のス
This is
ネ
explaining how you
ー。二
can
つの間に
contact
継ぎ目はないのよ。
your retainers.
Ah.
さあ、手をかざして。
Also, the words in the brackets are being spoken in Fey language.
I figured.
はい、おしまい。これからよろしくね。
Is
私
it-
は
Also,
Yeah.
in the English dub, Feoul is Scottish.
Yeah, close enough, I suppose, to these kind of things.
私、境目の向こう側に行ってみたいのだわ。
それなら向こうであなたを待っている者にひとまずの無事と状況を伝えてはどうだろうか。
I feel like we should, given who was with us when we, vanished, we should send it to Taharu. At the same time, I kind of like, maybe we should have sent it to Cry, because she probably wouldn't flip shit, but I hope Tataru will get it right.
あ
was gonna say, the in bracket stuff is actually the smoothest implementation of like the echoes letting you parse any language they've done yet. By the time it being done mid-sentence and just... It's kind of like the Metal Gear Solid 3 thing, where at the start
Your
a guy...
Russian is superb.
Yeah. It's exactly that.
普通はなかなか人の街に現れないものだが、中でも好奇心旺盛な彼女はクリスタリウムを気に入ってくれたようでね。さて、次こそあなたの部屋に案内しよう。
So I guess with Tombstones being here, is this like the endgame hub or is that somewhere else?
You will see eventually.
Okay.
Anyway, yes, now you have access to the market board and moogles and retainers.
I do like that they're like making a big point in like setting up all the flavor to explain this. It's kind of like, that's good. That's good stuff. Really is selling the whole like, oh, you're not in any like familiar or comfortable place anymore.
The inn is open.
Yeah. Oh, this is elaborate too.
Yes, the inn room is plot important for the first time.
Yo.
Anyway, enjoy trying to sleep midday.
I suppose.
Forever.
Oh my.
Oh. Well, well. Where did you come from?
お前は原初世界の光の戦士。
Been a while, Ardbert.
ここに。俺の声が聞こえてるのか？嘘だろ。こんなことって。
I hope you're not like fucking dead and a ghost wandering now.
闇の戦士。確かにそっちの世界ではそう名乗っていたな。
Oh, I suppose that's a question actually. When they came to our world as the Warriors of Darkness to fuck shit up, how long, well, like how much time passed when they left? And had the flood of light happened back then?
アルバート。原初世界で使っていた偽名とも発音はほぼ同じだ。かつて俺と仲間たちは
Okay, they called, so yeah, the flood had already happened and they'd come to us to try and revert it.
このまま全て無にされるくらいならそう思ってアシエンに導かれて
I think I
原初世
mentioned
界
it
に
before,
渡
but
り
Ardor
世
is
界統合を後押
actually
し
a
しようとした
high level black magic spell. It's either black magic or arcane magic spell. It's basically a super powered fire spell, like a high end, extremely damaging one. Getting a needle in the arm next Monday. Hey,
そして
next one's a month away.
だが光の巫女ミンフィリアとの
Is
出会
this
い
your
が
first or second time?
俺たちの魂はこちらの世界に帰還したんだ。
Did Philly return their souls to the first? Maybe then if we can find her, she can send us back, or send them back.
ミンフィリアと仲間たちの魂はそれ
The
を
flood
防ぐ
was
ために
actually
力を
much
使い
slower than you think.
消えたよ
Suppose that makes sense, yeah.
俺だけを残してな
It started, well, that also means it must have an origin point then. No worries, Hunter. Thanks for coming out and watching. Sleep well. What were you gonna say?
My view, I think,
Yep.
because the way they did it is they killed the Shadow Keeper, some ooga booga bad guy.
Some final entity, yeah.
Yep. My thinking is that the origin point is the exact point on the opposite side of the world where the Shadow Keeper was killed because the influence came out. So it folds back in my view. That's what I just came up with that earlier.
That would make sense, yeah. So
Because they killed the Shadow Keeper in Norvrant, and that's the last thing it goes to.
yeah, 'cause that's the final point where darkness was, so it's the light encroaching over everything it had to that point. When they came back, Vinfilia and the rest of the warriors just pathed to create the barrier to hold the flood back. Suppose I actually don't know what year it is, huh? Actually, no, we do. The flood happened 100 years ago.
Yes, they came back relatively soon, and then 100 years passed.
You are a fucking ghost right now, then. Wow. Yep, he's a ghost.
Good use of clipping. Great job, designers.
Well done.
誰にも見えず、どれだけ叫ぼうと声が届くことはない。たださまようことしかできない亡霊なんだよ。長い間歩き続けた気もするが、いつしか自分の形も見失って
Just kept walking
意
until he
識も
died.
曖昧になっていた。それがさっき急に目
I
が
mean,
冴
they
え始め
already
た。
were spirits. That's how they crossed over to the
何かに
source,
惹
if
か
you
れる感
recall.
覚
Well,
が
I figured it worked like the inverse of what happened to our lot,
こ
where
こ
you
にい
know,
た。
they were material here.
No,
And-
they sacrificed their material forms to be able to pass.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, they were like, we sacrificed everything. We gave them.
お前はなぜ俺が見える？そもそも
So he walked
Don't
around
step
as a
up on
ghost
me,
for
don't-
100 years until his mind stopped thinking. Like cars from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
But at some point, the senses just snapped back.
第一世
And
界
it
を
was
救うため
apparently
に
it was right now because he was all dark and evil until he saw you.
Oh.
バカだな。世界は決して救われないし、世界を救おうとする奴は
Hardbert, I say this with like full respect for what you've gone through and the loss of everyone you know, but I am built different.
少なくとも俺はもうさまよっているうちに戦っていた理由さえ忘れたよ。だがこうしてお前と巡り合ったのも、お前にだけ俺が見えるのも、理屈はわからないが意味のあることかもしれない。
You know, I suppose actually, Midgard's summer has gone back for the big sleep, so we have space for a new voice in our heads.
俺が残された意味を知りたい。
Highland's been fucking silent for a while and probably can't even talk to us here.
旅を終わりにしたいんだ。
Because she, like, inserted in, or melded with Minfilia, who came off the here, actually, so... You know. We got room.
お前の戦いをしばらく見物させてもらう。せいぜい気をつけろよ。この世界はもう英雄の居場所じゃないんだ。
They do consider him a villain, as you were told.
Yeah, which is a really, actually, like, nice flavor of it. The heroes of 100 years ago are the villains now to the people. That's not the Mikute sleeping pose.
It's a cutscene sleeping pose. Anyway, thank you for the plot importance in room.
I hope it didn't lock me out, because I want to go in there to change why it blocked me out.
It did, it was a cutscene in room.
Yeah. Let's sneak
But they do officially say that it is your in-room for the duration of your stay, so you get the same room, technically. It's not like just popping in a random room.
That is nice. Alright. Forget if I have the Heavens Ward gear already set up, actually. I do, even with the Deathbringer. Sick. Now I will look the part. Even the Omega gear was also all jet black with like vehicle light lining. That would also been quite fitting, but this will do just nicely.
This will do for now until you get the Omega gear and change it.
There we go, back to the docile gear, yeah. Sure enough, there's just a portal to the source back there. Should probably mention him. That's not how I wanted you to take that, but you know what, that is funny. His first response from his brain is, I was not aware the room was haunted. I'll just keep Ardbert under our hat for now then. New map.
New map, same as the old map.
Pretty much, looks like.
This place looks familiar.
Things seem to be shuffled around a little bit, but it is otherwise pretty familiar.
And you can see where the flood ends. It is nothing.
Pretty much. We've done a really good job of representing that. Known as Lakeland. Alright, right now, because Mordona was right there with a big fucking lake.
Yep, this is the same continent. The continents are the same between dimensions. You've heard it here first.
Meg.
It's just reflections.
Yeah. That would be our Ishgard then.
That's Ishgard.
Arctica. Or the forest, that's Gridania.
これらの地域は侵入に少々
It
準
can
備が
be reached by considerable difficulty, figures.
まずはクリスタリウムから飛行銃で直行できる
One of
土
the
地にいる
twins, excellent.
アルフィノ、アリゼーと再会をすべきだろう。アルフィノがいるのは西の海に浮かぶコルシア島だ。ここには
Ah, so Yulmore is Limsa.
ユールモアがある。
Sorta, yeah.
But it's also where the rich people are, so it's the old here.
Yeah, and Yulmore is the entire island of Vilbrand.
Ah.
彼は世界を救う足がかりとして、まず人を知り、人脈を得る
I
こと
was
を
I was caught for a second. I was like, wait, is it Aldernard? But no, the main con is Aldernard, and then
Yeah.
the island is Vilbrand, and then together that's Eorzea.
一方、アリゼーがいるのは
I'm
南に
alright.
広がる乾いた地、
Oh, the old
アムアレーンだ。ここは光の氾濫によって一切の無になってしまった大地との境。
Yeah, they have to be pretty ballsy to be living right at the wall of the flood.
罪食いとの戦いも多い。
That's it. So hey, it's the same place but different because
ま
the
ず
world
敵を
was
知るべ
split.
きだと言ってね。
That was really nifty.
己の鍛錬も兼ねて、かの地で用心棒をしているらしい。
Anyway, there's also I have a very specific thing I think about with Amarang. Do you recall the scene from The Simpsons where Mr. Burns goes to the doctor and it's the I'm indestructible?
Yeah, he's like, you have so many things trying to get through at once that they're all just held up.
Okay, so the part where the doctor he tries to draw blood and pokes him with the needle, and he says it's like poking through meringue, and he poked the needle into his arm, so I think of arm meringue. This is an irrational connection my brain has made, and I cannot discard it.
Those neurons have fired and will not unfire.
It's arm meringue to me.
ああ、サンクレットについては
Yeah, that was the point.
そうだな。ある人物と共に流しの罪
Where's
食いハンタ
Thancred
ーをや
gone?
ってい
He
る
is a wandering hunter of sin. Okay, so he's just actually Dante. He was looking pretty Dante, but he's become very Dante now.
Very Dante. He just runs
すぐ
around.
に再会するのは難しいが、時が来れば
Well, you'll find him
必ず巡り
sooner
会え
or
るだろう
later.
Yeah, but he's also fighting angels, not demons. But it's whatever. They're demons of light.
Don't make cry, don't make that distinction much, really.
Semantics.
I do like that. Select a path.
Do you want to see Alice first, or do you want to see Alphino first? Both are excellent.
I think thematically, we should probably see Alice, actually.
You did leave her hanging there.
Yeah, she was the last to do it. And there was also that whole thing of, like, being the last to go. Like, she was struggling to hold it together. For she doesn't have Alphino's rationality.
Yes. She did say, don't leave me alone, and then you did.
Yeah.
Because of circumstances, so that is a decision.
I just noticed as well, the weather condition is everlasting light.
Hey, actually, before you go, talk to the Skywatcher.
Yeah.
Pick up a mission and talk to the weather.
Are they just depressed and drinking? She impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was. Repeatedly. Yeah, we should probably solve that. Man named Kassar.
If I recall correctly, the Skywatcher is in the main plaza. Like out in front of the Aetheryte, I believe.
I don't know if they have a symbol on the map, actually.
It's the Weather Vane, actually. So yes, in front of the...
Yeah.
Talk to that person.
Why are you even pretending to write? That's fine. That's good.
Just made sure you had to check that.
I like that. Again, it's the thing we were mentioning last time. I'm glad someone pays attention to the little weather thing. It's all like on the UI at all times, and yeah, those like factor into like fishing in particular and a few other things like hunts. But it is nice to see that someone remembers it for plot details as well. That's attention to detail. That's how you know they give a shit. Away we go. The androids are more tamer. Oh, yes, I need to bust that out again.
Amu-Aren. その乾いた土地にあった国はナバスアレンと言った。
He is looking a bit
昔そこを旅した時に日に焼けた老人が教えてくれたことがある。
Yeah. Make sure you listen to this real
彼ら
vibe
の言葉で
music.
アムは偉大な、アレンは大地なのだという。
He has some gentle beats.
光の反乱があり、かの国も滅びた今、人はどんな思いでその名を呼ぶのだろうか。
It's real chill vibes tunes that you would see on YouTube. You say, do homework to this music, says YouTube.
Or a gif of a girl doing notes.
Yes.
We'll find
Anyway,
beasts to sit out the light apocalypse with. That is funny, actually. The sky remains unchanging, but weather still changes according to time. Or
Yeah,
temperature.
this light does not give off any temperature. It is just light. So it's not warm. Also, while you're here, you're gonna have to pick a fight with someone to hear the new battle music.
You're
for the
right,
field.
actually, yes.
I think I like the Yulmore area, looking for Alphino, better than the Alisei, even though they're both great. But I think it's just a cool place. Cool stuff.
Fucking look at that.
Oh yeah, that's a Cactuar.
Gigan Tender. I picked this fight. Oh, listen to that. I'll turn that up a bit. Even the battle music is like rather vibey, you know what I mean? Oh, hear that. Holy shit. The regular combat music is like a metal banger. We're in the real shit now. The regular combat music is just bringing it, because I guess we're walking the apocalypse, huh?
Yes.
Curiosity, who's this for? Ah, it's for killing gig contenders. Fair enough. Or unclassified ones. $147 to the west.
Anyway, the Gigantenders are actually kind of sad because they try to do the Cactar stand, but their heads are too big to lift their arms that way.
Oh.
Their natural instinct is just subdued because they can't do it.
Oh. They do look like weird, like, fortress ones. Like, I guess, you know, Hell Apocalypse is horrible to everything, so they have to get monstrous. On this, or... It is the thing, like, yeah, it is like, you know, desert, a new desert and all that, but I think, like, with, like, the eternal light and the very red, like, vibe, like, tone to this one. Like, Old Isle was very, you know, like a desert standard. Alamigo had, you know, the more mountain region, you know, mountainous Salt Lake sort of thing going on, so it was less a desert and more a, I guess, cliff face thing. And this is now a very, like, red, earthy desert.
A red, earthy, destroyed desert.
And as Hammer commented, it's, you know, they have made the eternal light make things just look generally a little unsettling. That is the other thing, thinking about it. Eventually there will be enemies I just have to fight as I pass them because I can't out-level them enough to run, you know, just by anymore. That'll be fun.
I mean, to an extent, even before you could just run away.
Oh yeah, but I'll actually be like drawing aggro rather than just zooming past. Further south, we'll deal with that after we see Mord Sook. I do like that. By the Blessed Shadow, I love this time. Shadows and darkness are the revered things here. Ooh, Mord. I'm gonna guess Mord must be the kobolds then.
Ding ding, you already got it. It's kobolds. Kobold Town. You can even see Jingin over there.
That's what clued me in. Son is eating me out of house and home. This is actually a different Aetherite again, or is it I'm just not looking at it? Nah, it's the same one, but still. It is nuts how different they look from the other ones.
Very chunky.
What's up, buddy? Ah, they don't have little metal face grills here.
Nope, they aren't really miners. They're all digging up dirt.
ゲンゲンさん、こいつが今話した水晶港の知り合いです。
はじめましてよ。捨てるものを拾う町、モルドスークにようこそね。
モルドスークはモルドの市って意味でな。その名の通り、今となってはアムアレーンで最大の賑やかな市場があるのさ。ここらの鉱山で取れる鉱石はもちろん、他では見かけない面白い品も出回ってる。
Well, they do have mines about that they're pillaging from at least.
But they aren't a mining culture.
Yeah.
They are.
It's basically just like a convenience, probably.
Yes. I mean, they do dig things up, but
It's not a culture religiously built around digging.
Like, in A Realm Reborn, the Cobalt Beast tribe is you talk to, I don't remember, it's like the 782nd Pickmen.
Yeah.
Is the group. So their entire clan and structure and hierarchy is based around mining.
Yeah.
This is just, they mine because they do it.
The mine, because, well, you gotta have something to sell and find and use.
Yes, they're more businessy in this dimension.
だからスークはいつでもジョジョね。この世界にあるものでいらないものなんてない。
I do like that they have voices for even these wee guys. It's like thus far incidental NPCs.
それ毎回言ってるよな。代々の教えだった。
Splurging a little bit more.
ま、その信念があったからこそ種族を問わず難民を受け入れてくれたんだろうさ。
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's just like in the previous expansions, this would have been, an unvoiced scene, I think, for flavor text, essentially.
Probably.
They're flaunting their budget a little bit here, probably because higher ups are finally giving them more of one.
ここでは新顔が来た時にある儀式をして信頼関係を結ぶんだが。
いいよ、発売してってよ。市場で売ってるものを何か一つ買えばいいね。値段。
ということさ。そしてこのために使ってほしいと水晶港からの封書に小遣いが入っていてな。
In an apocalyptic world, honestly, Veld.
驚くなかれ、フッブート金貨だ。いやー、俺も久々に見た。
フッブート金貨？本当に？
新顔さん、発売はぜひうちで。
いや、うちがいいよ。すべすべの壺が、すごくすべすべの壺があるのね。よって、
見てって、
買ってって。
Anyway, kobolds have very funny voices in the English dub.
こらこら、みんな落ち着くね。こちらの人はまだしばらく荒野を旅するそうよ。かさばるもの、重たいもの、壺、よくないね。旅するには元気がいるね。 発売はロンロンのうごめく食料品店で何か食べてくのおすすめよ。
I mean, he deserves it, bit funny by being the only one to not flip his shit and come running over. You can probably hear my mom laughing.
I bet something funny happened.
She's on the phone, just having a laugh. Oh, nifty. You actually get to...
What do you want to eat?
Warm bread. Well, I guess it's gotta be meat. Look at them all. Mushloaf. And Ron. Okay. Ah, frog skiers. I didn't even find frogs in the deserts. Not unheard of, but yeah, it's still a bit odd.
Anyway, that's your selection for food in this place.
It's gonna have to be the mushloaf, I think. It is a desert, so something moist would be a good pick.
Yeah, 5-star cuisine is hard to come by in Doomsday.
Yeah. Then we didn't just eat 40 loaves at once.
No, but apparently it doesn't agree with you too well.
Eat them, I'm dying. I like that. Keeping it down, no returns.
We're barely in, but am I wrong for thinking Shadowbringers just kind of starts on a different level?
It does, yeah. Like, it starts immensely strong. Like,
I'm like, this really gels. They know what they're doing here.
it does, yeah. Like Heaven's Word also started pretty strong. Realm Reborn started well because, you know, it had to, basically. It had a very pleasant, like, here's your very start thing. As like an introduction to like a whole new section thing. Heaven's Word was like a very strong intro. Stormblood was kind of just like a fine one because I guess it was more of a direct continuation of an established start point, I guess is the way to put it. Like you'd already gotten over the wall essentially at the end of the Heaven's Word patches, and you were just like, okay, wander the other side of the wall, wander around a bit. Yeah, it's not too different from what you know and all. Shadowbringers is one, like, the first is a very different place with very different things. And it establishes all of it very well, very smoothly, and you know, it's basically that's into like basically a full world refresh in a way. So they get to play with like expectations and stuff a lot. Like it's very noticeable that, you know, the kobolds and the Amaljal aren't beast tribes here. You know, they're not regarded as such here. They're just other people here. Even stuff like this where it's like, okay, you know, go around the markets picking stuff up, Well, hey, apart from this, like, actually different structure, that's neat. Again, it's all establishing the world. Yeah. Shadow, like, Stormblood does that a bit, but it also kind of lays it on very thick.
Yes.
And while, like, Heavensward does do it, to be fair, you do kind of already know its deal. If you know your fiction, I guess, you kind of like, yeah, this is an ultra Catholic place. Like you know, the poor and the rich. I kind of get it. You kind of have Ishgard felt out before you even get in there. Which isn't a bad thing per se. It is just kind of. This one is definitely just like, oh, you're in a fucking alien world now. Good luck. Milk to be collected from Mulmul. Fucking having a laugh with these. Hold on for the first one. Tauntaun, sorry. Toll is the second one. Table Cactus from Tauntaun, Iron Ore from Toll, and Mulmul for the antiques. Gotcha. Now, where are any of you? Here's Mill, we're looking for Mulmul. There's Toll. Tom for the table cactus. This is also funny, they're just playing around with like the kobold names now. Are you a racist? Could you not tell kobolds apart? This is a test. Well, I think more than anything, it's just finding your way about it. Also, it's the little details, like these, I guess Mord actually instead of kobold. The Mord houses were like the little doors their size.
Small house doors.
Yeah, more. That's him. Didn't we already see it, Tom? No, we didn't. This is you. It's freebie. You. There we go. I only just noticed that the quest name is Working Off the Meal. Sorry, what were you gonna say there?
You finished Cassard's errands.
Time to go, Cassard. I know who you are. Alice says, find the friend and been chatting. Bless. It all works out. The question is, how much did Alice tell her? Well, the wee arrow on the thing, that means Beast Tribe quest, doesn't it?
No, that just means the quest is synced to your level.
Ah, okay.
That might be an Aether Current. I think. They started doing a lot of quest is synced to your level in this one, more so than ever before. And then retroactively added that to Beast Tribes, I think.
I might as well pop that while we're here then. Fortunately, it's just back over there. Is the little thing of not being able to fly doesn't mean I can't just jump in the mount again, so that's kind of fun.
Oh, here's something as well. You know how there's the basic mount speed, then there's the you completed the area and you're faster, and then there's you got a riding ticket that makes you even faster, the fastest you can be.
Yeah.
Norvrent, that's gone. Your default speed is the second speed, and you can upgrade it only one time with the riding map or whatever.
Hey.
So you're already going at good speed. You can tell.
Can tell a wee bit, yeah. That's basically the speed I'm at everywhere else, so it's like, it just feels like normal riding. Normally not meant to be at this point.
Gun.
Yeah, you say so. I would consider opening the window, except Luigi's already lying against it, and I don't want to give him, you know, any ideas. So I'm going to be guzzling for a bit as I'm sweating. The door is bent over to suppress noise. Signet ring. A carnelian signet? I hope not. We'll leave that chain here for now.
Gun looks for treasure. The side story. Oh, you could have seen that that Gigantor just tried to do the pose. You missed the animation.
Really. I'll keep an eye on them as I pass them. Oh, there he goes. Oh, he almost fell over. Fuck.
Everybody's head too heavy to pose.
This is truly a tormented world. They've grown too fat off of the light. Down to the side. Because I'm chasing it already. 33.
That area is also called Twitch.
I noticed. I was debated making the crack or just letting it sit.
Don't worry, I will make every possible joke. I cannot contain myself.
That's
anytime
fine.
In my whole life. It's like Twitch.tv, where you're at right now.
Spares me the difficulty. Alright. Tesleen. Yep. So it was always saying how much you This is how much I kill things or how much I do other people's work. I like that detail. It was like, oh, Alisa is actually pretty strong, but she always kept pretending she wasn't, and now she's like, oh, I see why. You know, actually, this place, you know, it's a bit cheeky to make it, and I do keep making it, but this desert more than the other ones we've seen actually really does give me the vibes of the Esther and Wester Sands in 12. Those weren't exactly red deserts, but they were a lot closer to this in like a wildlife and vibe, I guess, is the way to put it. Mainly the Wester Sands were a lot more sandstormy and had a lot more cliff faces and stuff. Although, even then, like, you know, with the bleached sky and, like, the lack of, like, more vivid plant life and stuff as a result, you can kind of tell. So what the fuck is that? Ah, that's a mark. I'll not fight him in case he's one who has a massive health bar, but I might as well have a gander at him. Just having the axe floating around behind him is a nifty thing. Yeah, that's like a new and quite odd model, that one. See, I'm not the only Dark Knight going through Shadowbringers as well. It's funny. Green to the northwest. Ah, it's over the wall. Two Dark Knights, actually. Ancient Blizzard. The dinosaurs still walk here. Alright, let's say where you at?
But first, we gotta see this place. It's a little camp inside a rock.
Not much of an inn, exactly, is it? I'm guessing there's a light going about. Yeah, the way the landscape is very clearly been torn up and shifted because these are all like tilting to one side. And there's just giant light crystals having blasted through reality, it looks like. Fucking hell.
Yeah, the loading screen for Amarang is a shot of that building with the light wave. Like just looming.
Probably shouldn't tell her that her footprints are small. I don't think she'd appreciate that. For a second I thought that mummy was called a chill man. I was really like, what? The chill men, they wonder. is a rather unnerving sight. Ah.
待ちなさい。嘘。本物。
Our outfit has changed. What do you know? A little bit.
They did all show up nude.
I suppose, actually, yeah. You think after, like, the first two, at least, the Crystal Eggs start being going, oh, for fuck's sake, and trying to get it better?
Souls don't take clothes no matter what.
これはザコだ。倒せて当たり前だわ。
Only reason you came alright was because they were like, oh great, beacon, beacon, there we go.
随分遅かったじゃない。
So you picked up a weird thing, and then they got the whole you through the void.
「久しぶり。元気だった？」そう。帝国との戦いは膠着状態なのね。一度原初世界とつながったっていう推奨校からもひとまずの危機は去っていたと聞いたけど、時間の流れもずれてるっていうし心配だったのよ。
Technically did. Let's not even get into the fact that they killed some kind of ultra void scent. Oh yeah, Omega's dead, by the way. Resolve that,
ア
don't
ルフィ
worry.
ノとウリエンジェにはこっちに来て会えたから、私の知ってることを伝えておいたわ。まだ会えていないサンクレットとヤシトラにも彼らや水晶港を経由して話が言っているはずよ。待たせているタタルたちのことを思うと、一刻も早く原初世界に帰ってあげたいけど、方法が見つからないのもあるし、何よりウリエンジェの未来史を見過ごせないわ。ウリエンジェってさ、言葉は回りくどいし、一人で納得してばっかりじゃない？
Yeah, that's him, alright.
でも根はどうしようもなく優しいから、みんなを本当に
Takes
傷
a
つける
real
よう
shock to
に
get him to just say it.
そんな彼が第8零祭が起きる、英雄が死ぬだなんて。だから私は信じてる。今やるべきことは世界の統合を止めること。そのねえ、あの大きな白い壁を見て。あれが光の反乱の後よ。100年前、ここ第一世界では光の力が異様に高まっていた。それがある日限界を超えて溢れたそうよ。発生した超高濃度の光の波はノルブラント以外の場所、世界の9割を飲み込んだ。普通あらゆる生物は複数の属性からなるエーテルを有しているものだわ。けれどあの波に飲まれるとそのバランスが乱れてしまう。
Okay, so he just kind of third impacted everyone.
あるべき形を保てなくなるのよ。
Individual entities can no longer maintain their
消
separate
滅する
forms.
か、理性すらない異形の怪物になり果てるか。
So the Sin Eaters are people. That's great. To be fair, the Void Synth were also people from the third,
も
wasn't
と
it?
もと光の反乱に飲まれた
The 13th.
誰かさんだったんだわ。一度そうなってしまったらもう戻れはしない。積み食いはエーテルを食べるから、人は格好の餌よ。あるいは苗床ね。力の強い者は襲った相手のエーテルを乱し、 積み食いに変えてしまうことができるわ。
Oh, this is pleasant.
つまりあいつらの目的は食うことと増えること。実にシンプルで、だからこそ交渉の余地もない人類の敵だわ。
It is kind of interesting because by and large the void scents seem to be quite sentient, you know what I
積み
mean?
食いに襲われ、自身もそうなりかけている人たちが捨てられてくる場所なのよ。
Ah, okay.
It is indeed a blight.
Much more dire blight than I realized.
This is the only place that will take care of them because they're gonna become monsters.
Like better or worse than it's just killing every single temper regardless.
An undiluted experience with the resident terrors, or as one might say, the resident evil.
Yeah, we're already getting into it. It's killing angelic, blinding white creatures just with dark night powers. Doesn't take long to live up to the trailer, does it?
Nope.
Nothing here.
Forgiveness cowardice.
Yeah, that's a hell of a name. Hit this X. This is very oppressive, like law-abiding vibe going on. It's also a bit funny the contrast of like, the voice scent, which would largely just call if they weren't just a named demon who was just just openly Diabolus, for example, then they were probably just like Dark Ball or just some variant of a demon cunt. Yeah, that's beyond reach at this point. Too dead.
Well, we cleared out some sin eaters.
There's the direct line drawn of the void sent. A lot of euphemistic, euphemisms going on here. It's kind of like they really don't want to just directly address it.
Is being a Sin Eater death? Who can say?
It was an interesting point. I forget if I mentioned like some of the stuff you see in the Palace of the Dead. Did I talk about like the Palace of the Dead as like a Tactics Ogre reference and all that at some point?
I don't think you did. I do not recall it.
Okay, well, all of that bit of it can be got into, you know, whenever. Relevant to this point is that some of the NPCs you meet in quest lines in the main story who die will turn up in Palace of the Dead as just random, you know, like NPC zombies. And some of them are, you know, like pretty obvious, and some of them are like massive deep cuts, like the pilot of the Magitech that is the first boss of Castrum Meridanium appears down there, and you know because he calls out for that Magitech by name as he dies. You know, the zombies work like in Tactics Ogre, where when the moment you kill them, like their mind returns to them as they die. And the standout one is the merchant from the Ifrit part of the AR storyline, the guy who's like selling wanderers and the poor into the to the Al-Najala to temper. He got tempered and killed. You know, to just execute the tempered. Yeah, he's dying there, and when you kill him, he goes like, "Executed me? Why?" as he dies, which implies that death frees them from tempering, or necromancy does, either or, which is a interesting thing to think about, especially in light of this whole like, is becoming a Sin Eater actually death by itself either? Yeah, it's worth, like, I think people have, like, yeah, because I used to, like, confirm the names of, like, some of the ones I'd seen and noted down, but it's worth, like, having a nosy at some of the NPCs who do pop up, because some of them are, like, pretty fun. Like, there's even a guy from, an incidental guy from, like, the Ninja quest line, for instance, who pops up down there.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're having a time of it. Yeah, he's turning. Yeah, dire enough. That does kind of, bring to mind the question of, okay, so when they're starting to turn, when you can see like the skin starting to become plaster white now, what do you do? I wonder if they're actually going to get into that. Dire times in the first, it must be said. That's it. In seeing it, like, granted this was only like the one area and everything, but you can kind of, just even from this zone, it's like making the Alliance where it's like a near automatic crossover is actually very thematically fitting, honestly.
Because things are sad.
Things are sad. It's a post-apocalypse where things are fucked, and it's kind of sad. But also people get on in their own ways anyway. Never fails. I think she says only this once.
あそこを見て。大きな結晶の切れ間のところ。向こうに白い地平が見えるでしょ。
Just an endless white.
あれが光の反乱に飲まれた土地だそうよ。ただ真っ白な。何一つない。
I do like that touch. Like, the flood is this big stocked, wall of crystal. And you can see through the cracks beyond to just the wasteland on the other side.
今なお強い光の力を帯びていて、踏み入ろうとすれば体のエーテルバランスを崩してしまう。生命はあの先じゃ生きていけないんだわ。
Dare I say it? Looks kinda like the burn.
Kind of. Although the burn was still sand, that is...
Just the void.
Nothing.
さっき買ったネクタリンね。ハルリクのあの積み食い化が進んでた子の好物なのよ。
One last one, is it?
あの子も含め多くの患者は力ある積み食いに襲われながらかろうじて生き延びた人よ。で でもその場では助かったというだけで敵の力は彼らに食い込みエーテルを光で侵食していた。
This whole bit is actually like very Drakengard and Neri, actually.
加えて環境もご覧の通り、普通の人なら体が自然とバランスを整えるけれど、彼らはもう浴びるがままに光を蓄えてしまう。だからね、遅かれ早かれいずれは全員積み食いになるそうよ。テスリンたちもそれは分かってる。だから一線を越えて完全な積み食い
So
にな
they
る。
do kill them
必ず
before
命を
they
絶たなけれ
turn.
ばならない。意識があった頃好きだった食べ物に毒を混ぜて、そんな最後何度も見てきたわ。
Hell of a way to do it.
悔しいわよ。今でもずっとね。戦っても戦っても強さなんて足りやしない。それでも向き合わなきゃ。私散々あなたに置いていくなって言っておいて、自分は
Yeah, about that, I would say.
あのタイミングで呼んでくれた水晶校には散々物申してやったけど。
He did mention that you suggested you would probably got him like a fish for that time.
誰のせいにしたところであなたを戦場に置いてきたって後悔は消えやしなかった。だから決めたの。その分こっちでできることがあるなら苦しい道だって走り抜けてみせるって。それが今の私の決意で支えだわ。
Just find a way to like anchor herself against the desperation. I'd say blast, but it's probably not necessarily a thing to consider blast.
そろそろ戻りましょうか。長く待たせたらテスリンも辛くなるだろうから。
It is the euphemisms that make it like stab that bit more, I suppose. It's like I have a friend who works in like social care and work for people who can't live by themselves for any number of reasons. And sometimes physical, a lot of it is actually like mental. A lot of times, so hearing just like the terms he would use and stuff about his genuinely pleasant work in this euphemistic way is kind of like, yeesh.
Indeed. I did say that I think I like Alphino's section a little more, but I think doing Alice's section first makes Alphino's section better. Because this is a very background, this is the world section.
Yeah.
And Alphino's is also kind of a this is the world section because it's still the beginning and you can do them in either order.
Yeah.
But it's we'll get there.
足りなかったら言ってね。今日は少し多めに作ってあるんだ。心なしかいつもより具沢山じゃない？正解。クリスタリウムからのお客さんなんて珍しいからちょっと奮発してしまいました。よし来た。次の分が煮えるまでちょっと待っててね。
Didn't you already eat 40 mush loaf?
It's fine, we can fit more. Maybe.
ほら、ここは捨てられたり別れたり、そういう。もともとは私もね、住み食いになりかけてたお母さんを連れてここに来たの。助けられない、殺すしかないと分かっていながらどうしてもできない。みんなここにあるのは希望なんかじゃないわ。ほんの少しの猶予とせいぜい痛みのない死だけ。それでもお母さんが静かに息を引き取った時、こうして見とれてよかったって本当に思ったんだ。うん、そうだね。救われるって信じていても見てきた人の命を奪うのはね、身勝手かもしれないけど、いっそ闇の戦士が来て変わってくれればいいのにって毎回
The
思う。
warrior of darkness would come and do it.
闇の戦士？あれ知らない？私も由来とかは詳しくないんだけど有名な伝承だよ。闇の戦士は死の使い、命を刈り取り天の暗き海に返す。誰も逃れることはできない。人も人が成り果てた罪食いでさえも。
The Sunless Sea was at least in the remake, I think, anyway. Pretty sure there was another term used to describe like the world flooded in darkness in 3.
感じだったかな。まあ実際にはそんなの見たことがないからおとぎ話みたい
In
な
this
ものなん
case,
だろ
the
うけど。
sunless sea is the night sky. Something that is ephemeral and no longer exists.
そうかな。人でも罪食いでも命を返してくれるってところ私は好きなんだけど。
Just thinking to the Shadowbringers trailer where like the Dark Knight blast parts the sky and reveals the night again. Some good shit.
Could.
テスリン大変。ハルリクが
Also,
ハル
since
リクがい
they're
ないの。
turning, they can tell
少し目を離
they're
した隙
coming.
にいなくなってたの。
And Halrick's gone. Sounds like a big sin eater is wandering. a scorpion one, Jesus.
Forgiven. Oh.
There's a distinctly Christianity-inspired touch if all of these are considered forgiven of their sin, so to speak. There's a giant red Gigantor over there.
Do? 何か見つかった？そっちも手がかりなしか。そう遠くまで行くとは思えないんだけど。
This is Emmett's music, isn't it? Solos.
Yeah, I mean they use it for more than just him, but they did introduce him with that new tune. And they also do use it often with him.
Oh, look who it is.
Look, it's a Sin Eater, a big one.
The one from the trailer.
あれも積み食いだわ。多分かなり強い。人を襲いに来たのかもしれない。追いましょう。いたわ。あれって嘘でしょ。
Uh-oh.
Whoa. His wing doesn't fuck about. Oh. Oh, and she's turning. Jesus. That's fucked. That is really fucked. Oh, it's a feathered cocoon. Oh, that's super fucked.
Become egg.
Jesus Christ.
Now it's a Sin Eater with Tethslene's face.
And she can still speak of it.
Firing on all cylinders.
Fucking really hard. Like, fucking hell.
Shadowbringers.
I said in like the Stormlight patch is like, oh, Shadowbringers is coming in hot. It comes in hot.
Hotter than even expected.
By far. And you still have to deal with Halric. There is a thematic thing I like about doing this as a Dark Knight as well. Is it because all your attacks are just, you know, shadow and darkness just directly? Yeah, that is a big red cactar mark. Yeah, because they're all just, you know, darkness directly. Like in this world, it's kind of like if you're just using like the literal power of light directly as attacks. If you were back on the source here. It adds a very nice zest to things when you are literally just battering the Sin Eaters with, you know, actual darkness. Very Bayonetta thing, actually. Is over the wall. There's actually a sizable amount of Amarang left too. Jesus.
And just your first visit. In any any case, that's Alisay's section over.
It is, yeah.
Figure as much because
Yeah.
you're going back to the way to go back to the Crystarium, and she said we're going back to the Crystarium.
Imagine this is our general pattern. It's just you go out, you find the person, you help them deal with some local stuff, get a view for how things are working. And,
At least these two, yes.
Okay. The other two
Just
might be, but
just to give you options, and as we were told in Chris's chat once, hey, if we split up the players, that reduces congestion on launch day.
yeah, actually. We can probably expect Endwalker to have some of those tricks then.
No congestion for my servers.
Alright. It's 10 to midnight, but I think that's a good point as any to stop, I think.
Alright.
Shadowbringers comes in hard. Like, Jesus. Fucking, I've been waiting for this for months, and it's paid off alright. Like, the wait hasn't been like, oh, I think it's taken a while to get anywhere. Like, it starts hard, and it starts good. Like, Jesus.
It's quite good.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see, you know, like, touches like the perverse, like, angel feather cocoon and shit. Like, oh, fuck. Or for it to be, you know, just generally dark.
They go for it. Hey, this is the same person who wrote the Dark Knight quest and the Azim Step.
Didn't she also write Omega?
I think... I'm not sure if she did.
No. At least the Dark Knight part, like, that definitely shows through. Like, goddamn.
And Endwalker. She's writing Endwalker.
I was gonna say, like, after a drink there. Pardon me, sorry. Even after just this intro alone, like, making her the lead writer for Endwalker is just like, it's just in the bag. Cause, like, fuck me, that's a start.
Yes. I sat at this table the whole time.
Maybe next time we'll get to some dungeoneering and such for you. But, I don't know, it's fun. I imagine you must be, like, having a laugh listening to some of my, like,
Thinking. Yes.
Alright. That will be it. I don't think anyone's about, so I'll just close this out. Hello, Luigi.
Yeah,
You up for tomorrow?
I'll do whatever you want.
Let's run tomorrow. I want to see.
It's gonna be Friday, and it'll be like, and it's been 5 days in a row.
It's probably not gonna be that.
But it could be if you wanted.
It could be, but to be fair, you do have, I'm sure, things you want to get up to, though. Not least. It's also not least because Chris said he wants you for Omega this weekend, so I'll try not to drain you too much. I know, like, we're on the border of you effectively being gone for the weekdays, but I
Except
can't.
for Chris, because we get the time bonus.
Yeah, but I can't help but be considerate in that regard. There's other things about it anyway, like David and Lucy want to run like unsynced Alexander Savage and all the Extreme and the Ballad Heavensward stuff because they get mounts, so they're just like collecting all those mounts. But while they have like level 80 tanks, none of them have geared. None of them are geared up or anything. So David came and asked me, was like, "Hey, can you like tank Extreme Nidhogg for us?" I'm like, "Okay, I can do that."
Yes.
So I think probably like Thursday or Friday, not Friday, 'cause Friday is like the long time, but like Thursday probably be like, okay, I'm gonna go help them get their mines.
Yes.
And I'll probably also take, any time that day as well to get my goddamn Omega suit.
Yes.
Yeah. Good shit. Thank you for playing, Evan. Shadowbringers. It's a spicy one.
Crystal Exarch.
Look at this.
You're looking at him.
This boy, this man. What are you up to? What is under your hood? He's like kind of going crystal actually, huh? Stream man.